Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year's Eve. Yay. Whew. Okay, I've reached my goal. Yes, I've read 215 books this year. Right on the smack. Finished my last book on the last day of the year. Like at 2 o'clock in the morning. Or was it 1:30 in the morning? 1:30 in the morning. Sorry, I felt the cough coming on, so I had to drink some of my coffee. Alright, so a couple things in this review. I'm going to review the book. I'm going to explain my challenge, what I'm going to do next year. It's different than what I normally do. And first, I'm going to lead off with my top 5 books of 2021 that I've read. Yay! Alright, so my first one is Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult. That was the newest one I just finished reading. Number 2 is Fangs by Sarah Anderson. That's my favorite graphic novel this year. Yes. De-Evolution by Max Brooks is number 3. Number 4 is The Four Winds. Four Winds. Number 4 is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. And number 5, my favorite audiobook was Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Yay! So those are my top 5. Okay. Review time. So I finished Jill Hill, 20th Century Ghost. And it's a short story collection, so my average after I did all my stars is 3.5. 3.5 stars. Alright. So the reason why I read this was because there's a new movie coming out. I saw the movie poster with Ethan Hawke with a really not gruesome, but a really scary gray face. I don't know if it's a mask. I'm assuming it's a mask on him. And the movie's called The Black Phone, coming out in February. I don't know what made me look it up. Somebody must have mentioned that it was a book on one of my book posts. So I looked up, and yes, it's a Jill Hill short story. So of course I'm like, well, now I have to read it. I'm intrigued. As in leading to 20th Century Ghosts. Okay. So this is a long video. So if you need to fast forward this to get to the end to see my challenge, that's fine. And here we go, reviewing the stories. Okay. First story is called Best New Horror. It was superly creepy. It was a story about a horror anthologist who reads a very strange horror story and tries to find the author. It reminded me a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre towards the end. Even though I'd never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I know the gist of the story, so super creepy story. 20th Century Ghost, now named after the title, or title named after the story. It was spooky. It was about a ghost girl in a theater who loves movies, and it was the story of the owner of the theater, so it was an interesting story. Spooky, but interesting. My favorite is called Pop Art, and it was about an inflatable boy and his friend who helps him deal with the bullies. It was so cute. It wasn't scary at all. It was just, they should make a movie out of this, because really an inflatable boy, I would just like to see that and like how it comes to real life. Amazing story. You Will Hear the Locust Sing. It was a weird story about a boy who lives in a radioactive area and one day wakes up as a bug. Literally a locust. It was really cool and strange. It was like he kept dreaming he was going to be a bug, and then he woke up as a bug. It was neat. Abraham's Boys. Also very cool story. It's a story about the Van Helsing boys learning that their dad maybe just be a little crazy. Is there really vampires he's just killing, or is he a serial murderer? Yeah, very cool story though. Better Than Home. Meh. This is my first meh. It was my least favorite story about a boy with weird tics and a dad who was a coach of a Major League Baseball team. It's kind of boring. It was like, okay, the boy only likes certain foods. He doesn't like certain sounds. It was like, I know maybe Joe shares his love of baseball like his dad, Stephen King, but still, no, it was kind of boring. Sorry, my hair just went all over the place. Okay. The Black Phone. Based on what I just said. 4 stars. Well, I'm not going with 3 stars because the average is 3.5. It was actually good. Good story and definitely strange. A boy gets kidnapped and weird things happen with a black phone in the room he is stuck in waiting for his captor. So yeah, he gets kidnapped by this weird dude and he's stuck in this room with nothing but a black phone. Yeah, it's creepy. And the trailer looks really good for the movie, so they added a lot to the movie, obviously, because it's a short story. They can't make it almost 2-hour movie off a short story without adding stuff in. In the rundown, meh. 2.5. Oh, meh. Story about a kid working at a Blockbuster type store who gets in trouble for yelling and threatening his coworker, and while walking home sees something very disturbing. I don't know why. I understand the premise of the story, but I don't understand the connection. Like, why are you making this guy like a bully? And then when he sees something at the end, nothing. And I don't want to give it away, but it just seemed nothing made sense to me in that story. The characters fell flat, is what I wrote. So, meh. The Cape. Story about a boy who flew with his cape. Like, he had a binky, like a blanket, and one day he was stuck up in a tree, and he had the blanket around him, like, because he was playing superhero. And when the branch broke, he was floating. So it was really cool. Afterwards, something happened to it that he wasn't able to try it again. He grows up, has a relationship, ends up breaking up, and winds up on the bottom, meaning rock bottom, and moves back in with his mom. He finds the blanket/cape, and it happens again. It was good and interesting. It was very, very interesting story, so I enjoyed it. Last Breath. Story about a museum that has people's last breaths. I kid you not. It's so cool. It was really macabre, and the shocking ending was really good, so I enjoyed it. I enjoy weird stories like that. Deadwood. Meh. I don't... Oh, one of my cats is meowing. It's a 1-page story. First half was interesting, the second half I just didn't understand. It was about trees and ghosts? I don't know. The Widow's Breakfast. Meh. Another man one. It's a story about a transient whose friend dies, and he goes on a train, jumps, hurts his ankle, and finds a house where a widow feeds some breakfast. Ending was stupid. Okay story. I didn't think it was that great. Bobby Conroy comes back from the dead. Oh my god. What a great story. So, he wrote a short story based on fictional characters from filming Dawn of the Dead. So, George Romero and Tom Savini were in the story. I know, I hear you. And it's a story about 2 old friends who wind up next to each other while being extras in Dawn of the Dead. Loved it. Great story. It was really cool. Hello, Kiki! Sorry. The way he stops meowing. My Father's Mask. Great story. Oh my god, it was so creepy. So freaking creepy. A boy goes to a family cabin with his family and he thinks his mother's joking about playing card people who are coming after him. But is it really a joke? Dude, so freaking weird. Voluntary Committal. Also a good story. It was a story about brothers. One of them was a schizophrenic and builds forts out of cardboard. One of his brother friends goes missing in it. Definitely weird. Definitely good story. And an extra bonus at the end in the afterward. Acknowledgements. If I can say this word right, I don't even know. Cheshirade's typewriter. Cheshirade's typewriter. It's a good story. It's short. Very short. It's about a typewriter typed on its own. It was a cute story. I enjoyed it. So, supernatural. Good. So, all in all, it was 3.5 stars with all the average that I pulled. Joe Hill, 20th Century Ghosts. 3.5 stars. Yeah. Alright. I know this has been, like I said, I know it was long. So, my challenge for for next year is going to do I'm not doing a number challenge, so I'm just going to do alphabet. Meaning I'm going to read books A to Z based on last author's names. So I already picked my first one from my library, and it's No Exit by Taylor Adams. So I'm super excited because it's a thriller. So that's my new challenge for next year. I'm keeping it simple because 215 books was a lot this year for me, and I don't think I can go higher next year. So I'm going to be more relaxed when reading and not being crazy and trying to get the numbers out and have a good time. I mean, I always have a good time when I read, but I don't want to read 8 books at a time like I have been. Yeah, it's just too much. Okay, guys, that's it. I don't think I'll be on tomorrow, so if not, I hope you guys are safe. My hair. I hope you guys are safe tonight. You know, party, but party safe. And have a happy new year. And I'll see you next year. Bye.